focus on quality. Don't expect to make any money straight away. Don't do content that's too divergent to begin with. Don't worry about the numbers. Yeah, that's the kind of thing that you're going to get, and those are essentially the most basic rules. Hello there, this is VidIQ's, and I thought that today I would like to talk about starting a new YouTube channel. Starting a new YouTube channel in 2023 is pretty difficult. There's a lot that you need to think about. There's a lot of advice that you can read. A really good subreddit for it is YouTube subreddit. A lot of the advice that you're going to get given is things like have a focus for your channel, don't do content that's too divergent to begin with, don't worry about the numbers, focus on quality. That's the kind of thing that you're going to get, and those are essentially the most basic rules. And also don't expect to make any money straight away. You will inevitably go through a long period of slow channel growth at the start, because starting is the hardest part. My channel growth is, my channel is fledgling new. I still haven't really decided where I want to go with the channel, and I wanted to do like a variety thing, but I've already started taking a few things off that I wasn't sure everybody would be into. I've moved my music stuff to a separate channel because not everybody is into that. I've got cat stuff going on in my shorts. That's YouTube shorts, not my actual shorts. I've got my No Man's Sky playthrough going on at the moment. And then I've got my Ruined review series where, like this, I kind of want to talk about stuff, and I don't want every Ruined review series video to be an actual review with the 6 key things to review, the 6 key points. I wanted to also keep the commentary and talking videos going. So this one is just a talking commentary video. I'm not going to do a review, but one of the main things I wanted to speak to everybody about is there's this thing called VidIQ, and what they do is they aim to help with new channels and people who might be struggling to get views, subscribers, watch time, make thumbnails, all that kind of thing. I'm not going to say whether or not I think that they are doing the right thing, really helping people, or whether they're just out to make money and give bad advice. I'm not going to start with that. I'll go into that during and towards the end of the 2 videos that I've chosen to show you. I can also talk through this because these videos are aimed at me with my, really young channel at the moment. At the time of recording this, I've got about 40 subscribers. I'm on about between 60 and 100 hours of watch time. I guess I'm the target audience for this kind of videos. Let's get into it. So I'm gonna just comment on how this video, how I'm gonna react to this video. I'm gonna say how this makes me feel.
When you first start out on YouTube, being at just 0 subscribers can be rather frustrating. You make your first vlog or video review, and then you wait, and you wait.
That's not really true, I don't think. You'd have to be pretty... it's kind of obvious that you shouldn't just upload one video and wait. I mean, a lot of people make really high quality long videos, but I still wouldn't just do one. I think that doing more than one is obvious, but I guess I don't want to speak for everybody when I say that it's obvious. There might be some people who have maybe seen other channels blow up after just one video. And I know about the whole viral thing, so there's that too.
For hopefully views, comments, and subscribers to start rolling in, only to find crickets. However, using the very tips that I'm going to give you here today, I managed to help a brand new YouTube channel get their first 100 subscribers just 3 days after posting their very first video. And if you stick around till the end of this video, I'll give you some extra tips that got that channel well beyond its first 100 subscribers. The first thing I would tell a new channel, do not ever buy subscribers. Additionally, do not participate in methods that could manipulate your subscribe count in some weird way, like sub for sub. Not only are these practices against YouTube terms of service and a great way to get banned, in pretty much all cases, you're going to release videos and give them an incredibly slow start. YouTube looks to those subscribers as people who can help gauge the early success of a video. So if your newest subscribers aren't clicking...
Yeah, so the problem here, which I'm a little bit worried about with my cat videos being in the YouTube shorts, because That's where the majority of my short form views have come from, whereas the watch time has been my live streams. So he's saying that you don't want to have essentially what amounts to robots subscribing, because they're not going to give accurate information about what the most popular parts of videos are, which are, automatically recorded. Your analytics are going to be screwed, and they're not going to be necessarily returning viewers. And YouTube knows about all of those things and about the authenticity of all of them.
Looking at your most recent videos, YouTube's getting some pretty strong signals that something is not right here. Your videos are not attracting these new subscribers, and therefore maybe they won't attract anybody else. The next thing I would tell a new channel is to find a niche, find a topic on YouTube that you're passionate about.
I've mentioned that, I think.
Now, as with any new thing you try, finding that right niche, that right space you fit in on YouTube could take you a while, and it's absolutely okay to experiment with all kinds of different things at first. But if you continue making videos that try to appeal to literally everybody, you just end up making videos that appeal to nobody. So when you think you've found that topic that you want to go all in on, start.
I think that's not necessarily true. In the entertainment sector, people do like to hear they like to hear and see different things coming from a person that they've decided that they like. But I know that if there was a channel that was very, very hyper-focused on one thing, like a how-tos or a channel specifically about cars or something like that, then you might not be as interested, maybe, perhaps, in other things that same person is interested in. So I think that there are certain combinations that work. I know that gaming and entertainment definitely work, and that's probably more where I kind of lie, but I know that there are things that don't go together, so like a politics channel and I don't know, baking or something like that might not be, as compatible for content in the same channel, and that might be a time to maybe consider having separate channels for that, I guess.
Researching the audience that would be interested in watching that topic. The goal here is to make videos that appeal to a very specific person and get that person to watch every single video that you post on YouTube thereafter. Once you have that topic and you're starting to upload videos, you need to set a channel trailer on the front page of your channel. I kid you not, this is a very important step, and one that a lot of channels, even large ones, don't take. For anyone who's presented your content on YouTube and then they start watching and want to learn more about you, they tend to go to your channel page to investigate more about what they're going to get on your channel if they commit to becoming a regular viewer. Your channel trailer can be there to sum that up in just 1 or 2 minutes. And as it turns out, the subscribe button on YouTube that is clicked by most users is actually the one on the front page of your YouTube channel. Speaking of setting up your channel page, you also need to fill out your About section. This is in your channel customization settings, and it's a great way to give a very brief overview of what it is you do on YouTube. When you're writing this About section, it's also very important to use keywords and keyword phrases that describe.
I'll just say, so far this has all been quite useful. I don't see anything really that wrong here. It's good stuff so far. I think that a lot of it is spoken for itself, though, so far. Obviously, it goes into slightly better detail about how to do certain things like write a subscription and that kind of thing. I think that it would be obvious to making a channel that would need to be written. Although whether they've written a good one or not is another matter, I think.
What you're going to be talking about video after video. These keywords can be used to actually service your channel in search. For example, if you do a search for Pilates, these are just two channels that show up. And it's funny because the word Pilates does not appear in their channel name, but it does appear in their About section. Some more advice that you've probably heard time and time again is to have an upload schedule on your channel. Now, from my own personal experience, this doesn't have to be really strict and really rigid. In an ideal world, you would set a goal to post 3 videos a week, and they would come out at the same exact times every single week. But sometimes life gets in the way, and that is totally okay. If I can only post 2 videos that week when I want to post 3, it's probably going to mean that my last video of the week comes out pretty good because I'm not burning myself out trying to make sure that I've absolutely hit that schedule. The most important thing about your schedule, though, is that you continue to upload. Taking really long breaks is a great...
This is something that I'm a little bit concerned about. So I have been consistent with my shorts and my live streaming because with live streaming, I like to play some video games anyway, but with recording videos like these ones where I prefer to have the house quiet, there'll be less noise in the background, maybe I'm not too into the idea of anyone else in the house hearing me what would amount to speaking to myself from their point of view. That could make me a little bit less comfortable, and that can affect your upload consistency, perhaps. So either, I don't know, it depends how much spare time you've got as well. So I have a 9-to-5 job. So the only times that I can really upload and record a video like this one at a time that's convenient and comfortable for me is I don't get that many chances to do it during the week. Maybe once or twice a week I'll have a couple of hours to myself maximum. Other people who have that luxury might be a bit more consistent in their uploads. So I think that it's a bit of a shame if that's a requirement, because there might be a lot of decent channels that are missing out on views just because of hardships in their schedule. But I can also see why that is important, because you're going to get return viewers, and people like patterns, and timing is a pattern that people are going to really like.
A way for your viewers to forget you exist and have them move on to other creators that do something similar to you. Another way to work towards that 100 subscriber goal is to actually put a brand...
I keep hearing what sounds like the Resident Evil 2 menu selection noise.
Watermark on your videos. This is again in the customization settings in your YouTube studio, and a lot of people tend to just put their channel's avatar or even a subscribe button in this little watermark spot. When people click on this, they are prompted to subscribe to your channel, and if you put nothing there, you're basically leaving a subscribe button on the table, so why not? I also alluded to this earlier, but you should be asking people every now and again to subscribe.
I'll let you know though, because I've just added one.
Videos. As a personal recommendation, I don't think you should do this every single video, but every so often, in the middle of one of your videos, after you've given some value, it's great to say, hey, by the way, I work really hard on these videos, and you should absolutely subscribe. I also have...
Hey, by the way, I work really hard on these videos, and you should subscribe. There we go. Now you can prove him right or wrong.
Philosophy that the more fun you have with this call to action, the more likely someone is to actually click that button. But at the end of the day, a lot of people forget it's even there. So reminding them every so often that, hey, they can subscribe isn't a bad thing. As you continue uploading videos on YouTube, another thing you need to do, that's going to take some practice.
Apparently that makes a massive difference, but I just don't get it. For me, subscribing to a channel really depends on me just liking the person who's doing the channel, whether I think that they're funny, nice, have similar opinions and moral views and that kind of thing. And for me, that can be more important than the actual content that I'm watching itself. So a good example is Markiplier's channel, who, I think that he's fantastic in every way, in more than every way. And I think that even if he does a bunch of games, I'm not that into Five Nights at Freddy's, for example, I still subscribe because I just think, there's the humor, the atmosphere, the dark backgrounds, the dark reds used, the deep voice, all that stuff. Then I'm subscribed just because there's a chance that he might make another reaction video, or try not to laugh, or the reviews series I thought were particularly funny. And even though they're not the niche of the channel, which is gaming, the movie and film stuff I think has been great, and there's been a lot of variety, and I've discovered things like new hobbies and things just by having the channel there. So I don't know how important saying please subscribe is, but I'm told that it really does work, and I find that fascinating because I just don't get it.
This is making searchable titles. Having videos that target search is a great way to start a channel because it helps you get into the recommended feeds of brand new people who have never heard of you before. So to make sure that your videos rank in search, there are some best practices for you to follow. Around your topic, try and answer questions that involve a who, a what, a why, or a when. Answer these questions using videos that have these searchable titles. To come up with ideas for searchable titles around your topic, the YouTube search bar is a great place.
So the one for this video, I guess, is do VidIQ really help you go from 1 to 100 subscribers? And I guess we'll find out.
To start, but we also have a tool that kind of acts as a cheat code. Within our YouTube keyword tools is actually a space for...
It's interesting because if you're watching this, you're taking part in this discussion just by watching, because a lot of the things that I'm doing are, if I take advice from VidIQ, that advice then affects you.
Questions that people are currently asking. All you need to do is start with a keyword and then scroll down to questions. There you can find potentially hundreds of video ideas just from questions that people are actively typing into the search bar right now. Links to all of our tools are down below, so enjoy that. When you're writing these titles, a bonus tip I have for you is to use some proper capitalization. When you type your titles in all lowercase letters, it kind of just looks, you can see that every day just browsing YouTube. It looks like the video was uploaded with just a file name. Additionally, you could all cap certain words in the titles to add emphasis. A lot of the biggest creators do this, so again, just be sure that you're following the best practices and your titles will show up in search and people will click on them. And you probably saw this coming, but it's not just titles, it's also having that attention-grabbing thumbnail to get your brand new videos lots of clicks right out of the gate. Some best practices here is that the ideal thumbnail size will be 12.
So I recently learned about the ideal thumbnail size and I've been using it and it definitely helps. My thumbnails have started to improve and look better on when I view them, particularly on my iPad Pro, which has a really nice screen. The thumbnails look pretty good. One thing I've heard about, which I'd be interested to see if he mentions, is the top left to bottom right theory. So the most important things in the thumbnail should be in the top left and the bottom right. And apparently there are certain colors that are more attractive, and the thumbnail should convey what you want people to think the video is about. And what you want people to think the video is about should match what the video is actually about. Although I have seen lots of shady and weird thumbnails that don't necessarily do that.
80 by 720. I like to start with images that are actually captured with 1920 by 1080 frame. Right. This allows me a lot more pixels to actually zoom in on different subjects. Ultimately, your thumbnails should be kept very simple. Don't use too many elements. Do the research by looking around at other creators that are in your space and seeing what thumbnails are resonating with the viewers that you're going after. These thumbnails that you make should do their best to complement the titles that they're attached to. You want to avoid misleading people with content that's a bit too clickbaity. It also helps to use contrasting colors, and when you put text in your thumbnails, try not to repeat the title all over again. Text in thumbnails is a great way to add emphasis where you couldn't do so in the title. A super valuable way to get subscribers on YouTube is to take advantage of the pinned comments underneath videos. A lot of people scroll down to the comment section to see if any questions they have are being answered or if they want to ask a question themselves. You can absolutely use the pinned comments to drive traffic to...
I don't think that somebody with only a handful of subscribers are going to have enough comments to pin. So I think some of the only comments that I have so far, even with 40 subscribers, are not in my native language. And even if they were, whether they're actually pinnable, because a lot of them are just, just comments, actual comments containing a comment, not just comments containing a question or an opinion or that kind of thing. They don't seem pinnable because they don't really bring anything to the table. I think that's more important for channels with a little bit more of a higher subscriber number.
To other videos. Your pinned comment will appear at the very top of the comment section. So if people are asking the same question over and over, write out a pinned comment and make sure you answer that question so people don't have to keep asking. Additionally,
I will do that if I ever get enough comments to do that.
You can use that pinned comment to ask people to subscribe or even push them to the next relevant video so that they get even more immersed in all of your content. Speaking of comments, another thing you should be doing is answering as many comments as possible on your channel. Even doing something as simple as clicking that heart icon shows the people who are taking the time to leave comments that you take the time to read them. Even YouTube themselves say, when creators take the time to interact with their loyal community, it can encourage audience participation and ultimately result in a larger fan base. And this tactic works because not a lot of YouTubers pay much attention to their comment section. It helps you as a creator stand out amongst the crowd. I've been saying a version of this throughout the video, but I want to make it very clear. You should absolutely go out and be learning from other creators. These other creators, especially the ones that are in your space, have been doing this for a really long time. And they've paved the way for your success. You absolutely do not need to reinvent the wheel here. If you see an idea you like, a trend that all these...
I think this is something that I do plan on doing more. The examples that I've been using as inspiration have been channels that I enjoy, but it probably is worth me maybe looking at channels that aren't necessarily specifically for me, but might be more popular than the ones that I do enjoy, just so that I can see whether there's any tips or tricks, but I do feel like that might be slightly disingenuous to, me just wanting to, have this as a completely me thing. I don't want this to be something that isn't completely organic, if that makes sense. I want it to be completely me, not take elements of other channels, but it does make sense that it would help.
These other creators in your space are jumping on, make sure to follow them and make your own version of this video. When people on YouTube watch a video about a new topic that they really enjoy, they tend to go out and look for more videos on that topic. So don't be afraid to make your version of these trending videos, learning everything you can along the way from other creators who are doing it successfully. Simply in the fact that it is you making the video and not them means that you won't be copying them. Once you've posted your videos and you've answered a bunch of comments and they've been on YouTube for a few days,
I think the only example I've got of this so far really is streaming is never really completely original, I don't think, because streaming is popular and everyone's playing the same game. But I think with commentary videos, like the one that I did on H3 and Jack's Films, I think that had been done and I had seen other people do it, but it was fresh and new at the time, so I think I can get away with that one. Not a lot of people watched that one anyway because I'm new, but I definitely do think that it's worth, if it's still fresh and new, definitely go ahead and try and make your own version of that thing. But it would have to be transformed. It would have to be you, and it would have to be a slightly different take, which I also tried to do.
You should start looking at their analytics. Now, we have a video coming out soon that's going to go even deeper here, but just the surface level stuff. The first thing I would look at is your retention graph on your latest video. The goal here is simple. The longer people watch your videos, the more your videos tend to spread. If you upload a new video, you wait a few days, you check the retention graph, and you're noticing it's about 40% or so. Push yourself to make that 40% go up just a little bit in the next video, maybe 42, 43. It's really easy to look at your analytics and kind of beat yourself up a little bit when thinking.
Most channels aren't going to have retention that high. I think that that's ridiculously... I think that there's a very small amount of channels that are going to have retention that high. When people are just starting off, they're new to it, they might not have the best editing skills. I think that the drop-off is going to be much, much lower. I'm of the opinion that having a few more videos is more important because you get the practice in, you get slightly more content that's more varied, you have a bit more data that way. Whereas just retention on a couple of videos, I think, isn't really enough for a small channel that's going to be probably locked down to the country that they're in, all that kind of stuff. I think that that's looking at things through a bit of a rose-tinted, pair of specs, is that, I think.
Things don't look the way you expect. So I recommend looking at these a few days later, after you and your video have had
not too often.
Apart. Any spots in the graph where you see a dramatic drop-off of viewers, investigate those. Try to look.
It's going to be like the first minute of the video for everyone who's just starting off.
Learn from these mistakes and correct them in future videos so that those numbers continue to climb from 40% to 50%.
I'll correct my subscriber
count. Another thing you can do to
can
get some new viewers onto your channel if you're just starting from zero is to promote your videos occasionally to social media. Believe it or not, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, these are all great places to perhaps get you some new subscribers. My caution for you here is to make content on each of these platforms for the audiences that live on these platforms. By that I mean don't just simply re-upload your video. Perhaps you could take the topic of your video and create a short Instagram story or reel about it. Or maybe you can take some of the bullet points of your video and break them down in a Twitter thread with a link to your video at the end of it. Anywhere you go online.
So even in his examples that he just showed, there was really low engagement. I think that this is worth doing once you've got a few more subscribers, if you are new to the platform. I certainly wouldn't post anywhere that I'm not comfortable with already. So I tried signing up to TikTok and had very little success with it. I was already on Twitter before I started this channel and haven't really improved there. So far, my best engagement has just come from YouTube itself. But I will let you know if that picks up.
As your channel persona, you should always be looking to bring value to whatever audience it is you're trying to speak to. So there are a number of ways you can be sharing your videos on social media, but it's also really easy to do it the wrong way. So just don't be posting links willy-nilly. So many channels on YouTube who are under 100 subscribers are still that way even an entire year after they started their channel. But I promise you, if you take these tips and you apply them properly, you can get that first 100 subscribers and you can do it fast.
Well, I'm trying. I think the 40 in 1 month means that I should be at over 100 by the end of the year, and that's with starting in August. So, to be completely honest, I think that 100 subscribers in a year, it doesn't sound like a lot, but depending on how much effort you put into it, how much time you have, it can speak volumes in different ways about different channels. It really depends on the channel.
Channel I mentioned at the beginning of the video, they got their first 100 subscribers in just 3 days. But 3 days after that, they were at 1,000+ subscribers. And if you want that very...
With, yeah, thanks. So no examples of videos. You don't give us the channel, and to just basically, I think that even if you follow all these tips, if you just don't have a very good video, it's not going to matter in the end, and that should go without saying, but they don't really touch on that here.
Very best chance to get that first 1,000 subscribers, this video is the one you want to watch next. When you first...
Yeah, so I do think that this is a little bit, it's catering to people who want to start YouTube channels pretty heavily. I think that this is going to give people the idea or hope that they can definitely be successful if they do exactly what this person says, which is simply not true. You might get lucky, you might have a particular talent or personality that can help you a lot, and I think that if you do, you probably don't even have to follow all of these steps anyway. These steps would simply help to optimize that. I think that if you're like me and maybe a little bit, I mean, I don't consider myself completely plain. I'm more, flamboyant and everything when I'm not at home, when I'm in a social situation. So I think that, I don't want this to give people a false impression that they can definitely be successful following these steps. And I know that VidIQ are a business, and their business essentially, helps them run. Their business runs on people watching these videos and that kind of thing, but they also have tools that you can install, such as the browser extension that helps you optimize thumbnails. They've got AI stuff that could help you come up with ideas and all that kind of thing. Those things are great, but I think that it's important to remember that there's still a business. And if you look at the fees that they charge for the non-free tiers of the VidIQ platform, it gets pretty steep real fast in terms of price. And I've read on, around Reddit and everything that people really swear by VidIQ and that kind of thing, which is fine, but there aren't that many actual success stories that I've seen where they've relied solely on these tools. And I think that this video could potentially give off the wrong impression in that you wouldn't rely solely on these tools. You would have to have something already that is worth applying this to. And I think that really that's what could mean the difference in whether a YouTube channel is successful or not. And one way to help people be a bit more, personable and a bit more kind of attractive to viewers is, just be in a good mood, don't take it too seriously, don't seem like you're begging too much, be genuine, honest, and just let your own humour show through. I think that that's more important than whether you have a premiere video when you're at 0 subscribers, in my personal opinion. But I'm gonna keep checking whether we get some good comments on this, because it can be divisive, and I love that. I want to be corrected, and I'm happy to follow up with another video if I am corrected, and if anyone's got anything to help me improve my channel. And if they do, I will absolutely post that and share that if that does happen. But I will also just disclaimer, I do have VidIQ as an extension installed. However, I'm on the free tier specifically, so I only use the free tools that are available without paying, just to put that out there. So yeah, please comment. I guess I'm taking their advice now. So please comment, please like, subscribe. It really helps me, and I pledge that if I happen to have any more success with YouTube, I will happily share exactly how I did it, and I will also share exactly how much VidIQ helped with that. So yeah, thank you very much and have a great day. Peace. Cheers.